create common ground. You know, a lot of folks who don't do church believe that they have nothing in common with people who go to church. And frankly, this is not true. We do share common ground with the people of our community. And you know, you can look at things that First United Methodist Church has done, serving the community in which we live and in which they live. Ongoing work, we have a Manna Kitchen, community meal. A lot of people from the community come and break bread with us on Tuesday nights. We have Manna Kitchen, which serves people who are under-resourced. We've had food packing events. Small group I'm a part of. Last year we painted picnic tables up at Kiwanis Park. We're looking to come on board. In fact, last Monday night, the church council voted for us to be a host congregation with Family Promise, where 4 different weeks out of the year we will be hosting families who find themselves in homelessness. Very exciting. And as soon as the other 12 congregations are identified, we'll begin. So we're serving the community. It's a sign that we are for the community. But we can do more. When we create common ground, see, we get to tell people that it's like, well, you want to live. You want where you live to be a great place to live. Well, we do too. You want this to be a great place to raise kids. We do too. You want the businesses here to thrive. We do too. You want the schools to be great. Well, so do we. You want the parks to be clean, the people to be well served. Yeah, that's us too. Look how much common ground we have. For far too long, the church has had an adversarial relationship with people who don't do church, or a non-existent relationship with people who don't do church. And it's time for that to change. As we create common ground, we want to, moving on, we want to create conversations. We want to create conversations. And this is really why we're launching for Stuart. We want to create opportunities for people to ask you about this, about being for Stuart. And to do this, we want you to participate in what we are calling a pay it backward idea. Pay it backward idea. We have for you this morning a bumper sticker. Drop this one. Looks like this. Same logo that's on your bulletin. We're going to invite you to put one of these on your car. Now, I am not a bumper sticker guy. I don't like to put things on my bumper because they're hard to get off when they start looking bad. So I always put mine on my back shield of my car. You know, the windshield's in front, the back shield's in back. Right. In fact, there's the sticker on my car right there. So we're going to invite you to take one of these on the way out. Just one per automobile. If you have 2 cars, take 2. And if you're like, Pastor Jeff, I'll not put any sticker on my car, don't take one. Then we'll have enough for all the services. We want to invite you to take one and put it someplace on your car. And then, this week, we want you to pay it backward. This week, we want you to go through a drive-thru, like Chick-fil-A, or your favorite burger joint, or Starbucks, or whatever drive-thru you go through. After you pay for your order, pay for the order of the car behind you. See? Now, they will have been in line behind you, and they'll be like just wondering, what is that for? You know, what is that sticker on the back? What does that mean? Maybe they will, maybe they won't connect the dots. But when you pay for their meal or their beverage, that's no small thing, because that is unusual. That has never happened to me in my life. I'm hoping to follow one of you through that. The conversation that gets created is, because they'll tell somebody about it. They'll say, hey, I went through the Wendy's drive-thru, and this guy or woman with a sticker, a 4 sticker, paid for my meal. That was so bizarre and wonderful. So it's just going to create a little conversation in our community, and that's what we're hoping for. And there are other things that we can do that will serve and bless our community. In fact, we're working up a list of these, and we got a really good start on the list. There's a web address in your bulletin if you want to check this out. Easy to get to and read. It's things that individuals can do, things that families can do, things that small groups can do within the church. And we'll have a thing or two that's a large group coming up later this spring. But you don't have to wait. You just start checking these out and think, well, how can I be for my community? How can I be for Stuart? And then, and this is cool, you know, this is a picture-taking culture, isn't it? We like to take a picture, whip out our phone and we take a picture. Take a picture of your group being for Stuart. Take a picture of yourself doing something. And it's kind of like, you know, that picture that we showed earlier of the women cutting up the, yeah, well, I put this on my Facebook page because I understood that if you put something on your Facebook page and you put that, they call this a hashtag now. When I grew up, it was a pound sign, you know, this little tic-tac-toe thing. A hashtag for Stuart. The idea is it'll get picked up by our website that we've launched for this movement, forstuart.org, and that little picture will show up there. There it is. Linda Arnold, you're like famous because, and do you still have that hairnet?
I wish.
Yeah. You have a fashion statement there, or not. Anyway, now as it turns out, until last night, I believed that this worked. It doesn't. For some reason, the Facebook, they're not quite up to speed yet, so they're not being collected. But I'm told that if I do it on Instagram, that then it really will work. It will automatically get collected, and the pictures will go on that little website. So I will be learning Instagram, and I think this is cool. In fact, you don't even have to stop with taking pictures of yourself. If you see somebody out and about who is really being for our community, ask them first, but take their picture and ask them if you can post it on your Instagram account. Tell them what your church is doing. This could be like your favorite barista at Starbucks, somebody that you see consistently cares for the customers. They're really being for Stuart, for the community. Say, you know, I'd love to put you on social media. It's just a good example of what it is to be for our community, for Stuart, or, you know, whichever town you're actually in. So, it's just a cool idea. Now, the third thing we want to do, we talked about creating common ground, creating conversations. Next thing is mostly a prayer thing. We want to pray that God will create connections. Because we're asking God to be working through what we are doing here. We're praying that God is going to begin to shrink the gap between people and the church. Shrink the gap between people and God. So what I'm asking you today is to help create common ground, to create conversations, and to pray that God creates connections. For far too long, the church has been known for what we are against. We should be known for what we are for. Now, this is rather a haunting question, but I think it is a good one to ask. If our church went out of business, would anyone notice? When a church is for its community, when a church is for people, when a church deeply desires to introduce people to the love of their Heavenly Father, that church becomes a community partner in a very beautiful way. So, will you help? Does this sound good? Does this sound like something that God would have us to do? Yes, I'm hearing some enthusiasm. More from some than others. Good. You know, we talked some about social media. I've never done this in church before, but this is like, I don't know if there's a word for this. This is a selfie stick. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if I could like figure out on Instagram, once I get an account, how to post a selfie of us all. Would this be good? All right, let's try this. Let's see if this works. All right, oh, and we're looking at the empty choir loft. That's not good. There we go. We got to get it to turn around. So take a picture of, yeah, here we are. All right. Now I'm going to start with the center section. Judy, are you smiling? Okay. Why don't you give me a thumbs up? Oh yeah, all right, good. Oh, that might have been blurry. Keep smiling. Okay. Now this section over here. Oh, Sandra, yeah, you look good. Okay. Everybody, give me a thumbs up over that section. I'm going to create oh, the button didn't go. I'm going to create a composite of these. And now the section over to my right. If you are, I should have said this before, if you are in the Federal Witness Protection Plan, you should get underneath your pew. Okay. Now it's safe to come out. And I did pick up my balcony friends in these two, so you're covered. All right. Thank you very much for that very... Yeah. My weird pastor took a picture of all of us. Try to explain that as best you can. You know, 4 isn't necessarily a new message. It has been the message of the church all the way back in the book of Acts. We're just rallying around the word 4 to communicate it. In fact, this table at which we will gather, this table is like an ultimate expression of God saying, I am for you. I am for people. There's this verse in the Bible, it's John 3:16, and the beginning of it is, for God so loved the world. For God so loved the world that he gave. And I don't often think of that when we come to this table. And this is a sign of God being for the world. It's a mighty powerful gift, isn't it? That God would offer up his Son to reconcile us to himself.